Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am MinerThoughts, and with me is my co-host, my brother from down under, the Troj. How are you doing, Troj?
Not bad, Miner. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good evening.
You're sounding a little bit snuffly, sir. I believe you're not well.
For people's information, it's winter here, so that kind of thing happens, and it's summer there. I wish. Can we trade? Weather?
Well, we've currently got 40 degrees Celsius and about 70% humidity, so you have fun with that.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Oh yeah, it's terrible at the moment here. It's just very uncomfortable, but you know. I like the winter in the Northern Hemisphere. I miss snow. I don't get to see snow very often. So yeah, okay, let's swap.
Well, to be fair, my favorite season is fall because it's kind of that perfect medium, not too hot, not too cold. It's just, and it's beautiful with all the colors and whatnot.
You're taking a leaf out of Goldilocks here. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It's just right.
Just right. Yes.
Just right.
Yes.
Speaking of just right, there's a little bit of controversy in the community again with someone wanting to be just right.
Yes. A little bit of drama going on, and this thing kind of caught me off guard, as well as maybe a bunch of other people. I knew it's a lawsuit against Mojang. I knew that months ago that they had changed policies, but now someone is calling them out on it.
Yes. So essentially, now we're not going to give a shout out to this creator because for me it's a controversial, and I'm not comfortable personally saying, hey, go check this out. But if you're really, really curious, you can go and have a look on YouTube and you'll be guaranteed to find this video because it has gone viral. So much that it's on the trending for gaming. But essentially, there was this chap, and him and his team had made a mod pack for a server that involved guns and shooting and basically turning Minecraft into a first-person shooter. And the terms of service then changed from Microsoft or Mojang, basically saying that real-life weapons, guns cannot be included, and therefore his project was dead in the water. That's the summation of it. And he'd spent 2 years and money basically that he now could do nothing with, and that's sort of the summation of it. And so he then looked into avenues and is taking it to the point of suing Mojang.
Right. And when I first saw this, I thought, I was kind of cynical, but at the same time, wanting Mojang to be more transparent. I think a lot of us would like that. But at the time of recording, they're nearing $100,000 on the crowdfunding. And I didn't even expect that, that it would get that kind of support.
I'm not surprised because we're in a situation where if the general population can stick it to a big company, they will. And for whatever reason, there is a segment of the Minecraft community that really want to stick it to Microsoft/Mojang. And if you actually read the comments on that crowdfunding thing, it's like, you guys are doing this, but do you realize if Mojang went away, we don't have Minecraft anymore? So it's just, it was how do you say this? It was a collection of toxicity reading through the comments on that crowdfunding page. And I was shocked at that. I wasn't so much shocked at the fact that he got near his crowdfunding source goal so quickly, because that seems to be society in which we live. Here's the big fish, let's take them down. But I think it's a topic that has a lot of different facets to it, and everyone seems to be coming down on one side or another on it. And I know you've got thoughts. I've definitely got thoughts. And And we put it up on the Interrealms Discord, and there was a lot of thoughts that came through from that. But why don't we sort of break it down and sort of go from there?
In all things, I try to see both sides, but I'm not, like I said, like Troj said, we're not going to shout out any certain creators as well as this one, but there are people that say, be careful if you decide to align yourself with this lawsuit. There are 3,000 people that gave to this crowdfunding, and let me just stop right now and say we are not lawyers. We are not legal advice, and none of this is legal advice. I don't know U.S. law. I don't know international law, and the country where he lives in. I don't know any of that either. So these are just our thoughts on the subject, but it's not, I don't fully understand the whole legality of it or how far it will go, but yeah, let's just get into it. Some of the thoughts that maybe we can hit on here that we saw on the Discord.
And for the sake of being completely covering all bases, whatever I say is also my personal opinion, and I'm also not giving any legal advice. So now that we've covered all of that base, let's discuss our personal thoughts and feelings on all of this. So you put the video up, and I admit I had seen the video around on YouTube because the algorithm was pushing it like it was no one's business. And honestly, I didn't click on it because it just looked like clickbait to me. And the problem, and this is one thing that really, the video really came across badly to me, and I don't think it necessarily, and I know a couple of people said this on our Discord, is that the video didn't land, once I did watch it, the video didn't land how he was probably intending it to for me. And I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that this person is a bad person in any way. I think there's a very big case of, I didn't get my way, so I'm going to force my way, and I'm going to stamp my feet and throw a little tantrum. That is the way, the title of the video came across to me. And when I watched the video, nothing changed my mind on that. And the fact that the video says the title is Suing Minecraft because they broke the law and peed me off. I can't say the word because it's a family-friendly podcast. But that's the title of it. So from the outset, before you even watch the video, he's saying, this company annoyed me, so I'm going to sue them. That doesn't sit well with me. Like, that shows an intent at a base level. If it had been something about, I'm suing Minecraft because they broke the law, that would, to me, would come across differently. Just my thought on from the outset.
Right. It didn't come off as professional after watching the video. And to be fair, I found it through another creator that is mentioned in this video. Someone that I follow more that kind of covers all these things that go on throughout Mojang, and had covered it in the past. So I found out kind of like through another creator, but he tries to be professional, but at the same time, the immaturity kind of shines through a little bit. That I don't know. It just, I would be upset. I would be upset that if I had put time and effort and money into something, just to get it shut down because of a foresight or not knowing that something had changed, or and we'll get into that where Mojang went wrong, because I have thoughts on that as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Initially, my thoughts right off the rip was Mojang will come out unscathed. I expect some clarification and or changes in their end user license agreement or terms of service.
Yeah, I personally think that's where it's going to end up as well. Look, there's watching the video with what I said before. It's the start of it and the end of it for me is very cringeworthy, and it's like, ugh, right? And as you said, the immaturity coming through. And that is the fact, the way he's titled it, the main reason he's base pushing is because they annoyed him, so he's going to do what he can. And then the second part is he's now crowdfunding. So when that hit, that part of the video dropped, it was just like, oh, this is just a big thing for you to come out and try and recoup your money through a crowdfunding source. It's basically a self-promo. It's a self-promo. It's a self-advertisement. So that is my overall. But with that said, he did highlight some things that does make you raise an eyebrow at the actions of Mojang and how they handled certain things, but also the contradiction of Mojang's policy. And we'll definitely get into that. But yes, I think it's a storm in a teacup, I feel, in that Mojang will come out unscathed from it. But there is a lot of eyes on here. So it's going to be interesting just to watch this, how it flows. I don't know. Where do you actually want to start? Do we want to start with what Mojang did wrong?
Well, yeah, I was going to just mention that just for clarification, this mod that he was going to bring out the day before, two things happened. Mojang released a change in their EULA, and they had an update drop. And
sorry, I'm just going to jump in for the listeners. A EULA and user license agreement, so a terms of service.
Yes, those two things dropped at the same time, and the focus, of course, was on the update. The commercial thing. So the terms of service was kind of like somewhat snuck in, like under the radar, hoping that people would concentrate on, what's new for Minecraft and maybe not read the new terms of service. But apparently at the time that was another controversy that we didn't really cover, but it's kind of come back to haunt them just a little bit with this.
Yeah. And when you look at that, the way they handled it, whether it was intended to be sneaky or not, it's definitely the way it's come across now when you look at the timing and how it was done. And again, we're not contract law experts, and this is just our personal thoughts, as we've said. I'm sure Microsoft have very expensive lawyers. And if they're saying putting up on your website a change to the end user license agreement is enough notification, I'm sure, and it's the bare minimum that's required, I'm sure there's a legal grounds for them to say that is enough. Is it odd? To me, it is, because other things that I have and subscriptions that I have and Twitch even, when there's a change to their policies, you get an email straight up as a content creator on there. You get an email saying our terms of service have changed. Apple, I have an iPhone. When the terms of service change for Apple, you get a pop-up on your phone. So it's like hey, here it is. But with Minecraft, they snuck it in under the radar. Also put a term in there, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but saying, hey, we have the right to change this at any time. It's here on the website. It's your responsibility to come back and keep checking on it.
Yes.
To me, that doesn't feel right. Like, who on earth goes and checks a EULA page on a website for a video game that you've owned for 5, 6, 7, 8 years to see if there's any changes? Surely there's some sort of responsibility for them to go, hey, here's an automated email. We've updated this page. Please go check. That's what I would have thought.
Oh, definitely. With the choice of wording, like one of the, and again, paraphrasing, one of the things that said, it's lining out what is not allowed, guns, gambling, things like that. Or if we don't like what you're doing.
Yeah. Massive gray area. Massive gray area. This leads then into the next point is, why is this mod singled out? So you can't do it. But on Hypixel, an actual game on there, and everyone knows Hypixel. If you don't know Hypixel, where have you been? But there's a game on there essentially with guns and shooting and it's a first-person shooter. How come that's allowed? I don't understand. Again, this guy, the actual case, the guy that's taking them to court or attempting to sue them, again, I just want to iterate, to me feels like, I can't make my mod pack now and I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. That is the way that comes across to me. But he has got some points. I'm not going to deny that. He's got some points. And one of them is I can't understand why they would shut this one down but keep the high pixel one going. And the others out there, like that one's not the Lone Ranger either. There's others out there. When you've got a situation when you've got a gray area, like we don't like what you're doing, so we can shut you down. Well, what does that mean? You know? And also when you've got very clear two different things from the same rules, like, no, you can't have guns, but you guys can have guns. I don't understand. I don't get it. I can't wrap my head around that unless there's some commercial agreement between Hypixel and Mojang that allows it. I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know the answer, but it's weird. It's odd. It's strange. It's a contradiction, and that's not helping their case.
Yeah. And it's another thing that was mentioned was another change was, the gambling in Minecraft. Yet there are servers that do a lottery system, which is clearly gambling.
Well, yeah, I think with those ones, Miner, I think there's a lot of mod packs and servers and that do take advantage of potentially children or younger, shall we say younger people, with the gambling aspect of, you can buy these crates and get better tier stuff, and then it randomly generates something, and spins it up. So yes, there's gambling, and he's taking that on. As someone said on our Discord, is he's not doing that out of the goodness of his heart to protect the children. He's using it as another arrow in his quiver to take a shot at Mojang to try and make his case bigger and better. Personally, I'd be going after that under terms of service and trying to close down someone turning Minecraft into a first-person shooter. Because really, as well, you've got a bow and an arrow in Minecraft and crossbows. And we've all had PvP contests with these things. Technically, what's the difference? Like vanilla Minecraft itself gives you a crossbow, which is a very early form of firearm. So I don't understand. Like PvP is a thing.
Yeah. I get it. I know that Mojang or Microsoft is trying to make it more accessible, make it, a game for all ages. But the legal team really has to, I think what's going to happen is their legal team, because of this, is going to have to go back to the drawing board and clear some things up. And there's going to be some winners and losers. Hypixel, they might, if they do in fact have a contract with them, they may have to change their ways. So because of this, I don't know. That's what I expect to happen. But for me personally, it boils down to transparency. And there's responsibility for Mojang to be upfront about certain things. That's been a criticism over the past couple of years of Mojang not being forthright about things, if it's terms of service or saying, we're going to put these things in Minecraft, and then coming back and saying, oh no, that was just concept art, and I think they have felt that backlash from these things. So it's probably going to continue. A lot more people have become critical, but at the same time, there's a group of us that just want to enjoy the game.
Look, I don't think it's going to go too far. The lawsuit, personally, I think you're right. I think it will come down to they will change and tighten up some things and go for looking into that. However, there's one creator, and we have committed to not giving shout outs to any creator in this episode because we don't want to necessarily draw massive attention and more traffic to these things to feed the algorithm. But there was one creator, a bigger creator, that came out and said, this guy, and he's talking about the guy that made the video, this guy proudly admits to having spent the past 2 years single-handedly stirring up an insane amount of controversy, bad PR, and fear-mongering over standard corporate terms of service practices. He's right, this creator, because companies change their terms of services all the time. Now, in this situation, they happened to change it that directly affected this mod developer. Fortunately, life happens, such is life. They have every right to say, hey, we want the game to be family friendly, more accessible, and we do not want to have guns and firearms in our game. They have every right to do that. And at the end of the day, that's the line in the sand that would probably, in my opinion, this is not legal advice, that's the line in the sand it'll come to. It's like, well, that's the company's terms of service. You have to adjust to that. So be it. It is what it is. That aside, yes, I think they need to tighten that up. And as you said, the transparency, because they slid the EULA update. It looks to have slid it into so people didn't notice it. They don't necessarily force it out there that, hey, we've updated this like most other companies do. And the whole ambiguity over, if we don't like what you're doing, we can stop you. Now, I have had interactions with the Mojang enforcement team. So Interrealm's community server is on the official Minecraft server list. And as part of that, it was actually a reasonably long process, is you had to do certain things through their partnership with GamerSafer. GamerSafer go, yeah, you tick all the boxes for safety and et cetera, et cetera. And then the enforcement team actually came onto our server, went through our website, went through our socials to make sure everything was spot on, and then gave us a tick and we got onto the official server list. I don't want to go into specifics, but let me tell you, they are very thorough. They do not miss a thing. The one thing that I will say is our season 1 logo that we had since for 4 years, on one page of our website, we had one buried down in one part, we had the season 1 logo. And it just so happens when the original season 1 logo was designed, in the A of Inter-Realms, the A, we had the creeper face in the A. We had the Minecraft A. We had to go back and change that because that was they owned that. That's their trademark thing. Yeah, it's their branding. So we had to go and change it to a normal A, which was very hard because we no longer had the original logo. We actually had to, thank you to Blind Cubsy, actually had to go and remake it from scratch to get rid of that. So the enforcement team do not miss a trick. They are very, 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 very thorough, which also leads me to think, their legal team coming from Microsoft is going to be very, very thorough. So if they've got the tick off to say, this is the bare minimum you need to do with terms of service changes, I think in the case of this guy, too bad, so sad. They've changed it. They've put it on a website. It's been put out there. Unfortunately, life moves on and things changes. Nothing stays the same forever. In terms of best practice, did Mojang do it well? No, not at all. And I think they need to work on that.
This has been an interesting discussion. And like I said, there was a pretty big discussion on the Interrealms Discord. We'd like to know what you think, if you're listening to this or watching this, what you think about all this. You don't have to tell us whose side you're on. Just give us your thoughts. Let us know, and you can do that several ways. You can send us an email if you just want to do it privately, and that is at minecraftlab@gmail.com. You can join in the discussion on the Discord, the Interrealms SMP Discord. You can interact with us on the socials. We're on Twitter X at MC_Lab_podcast. And we're also on Blue Sky, and I still can't remember that handle for the life of me. But if you search the lab, you can find us there. And also, there's always the ever wonderful interromessmp.com website. And all the links for anything is right there on the website. You can connect with us right there.
Definitely a topic that needs more conversation, and I don't think it's going to go away. And I've got a feeling we'll probably be talking about it again in some capacity, maybe not a full episode, but yeah, watch this space. You know, we've definitely got our thoughts on it. And again, it's not legal advice. It is just our singular thoughts. But yeah, watch this space. Let's see how it plays out. I don't think it's going to go 100% the way that the mod maker wants it to, but I think there will be definite changes.
Yes. Well, if you have made it this far and listened to us, we appreciate you. Thank you. You are awesome, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.